DJ Young Legend asks, what advice would 40-year-old Gary give 28-year-old Gary?
I was trying to remember why I picked this question. I really curated a bunch of questions, by the way. I want to, I'm feeling a renaissance here, so a freshness of not having all these characters on with me. Really looking for more questions. A lot of you have not asked in a long time. A lot of you ask often, and as a matter of fact, here's what I want you to do. Use the hashtag Askgaryvee, but also for the old timers, the hustlers that have not had the luck or the serendipity of having one of their questions on the show. Don't lie, because lying is the devil, and I'm gonna make India and team actually do the homework. For all of you, when you ask your next question that you want on the next show, which hopefully will be tomorrow, or next day, or what have you, next week, whatever, do hashtag Askgaryvee like we do on Twitter or Instagram, but also then in the copy, put X, how many times have you asked for a question to be on the show and have not had it? So, meaning if you asked a question 43 times, but your question's been on the show, don't use the X. But if you are a virgin to the question being on the show, but you've asked 84 times, it might be a nice time to like swoop up. Now, there may be a reason you haven't been picked, because there could be people that just ask crappy questions. Talent is a variable. You are bad at asking questions. But we're gonna push a little harder and try to get you on the show. We love videos. DJ Young Legend asked 40 and 28-year-old self. And again, I know a lot of you, D-Rock, you in India, probably more so, maybe even Stefan at this point, you guys know me so well that you probably, to keep yourself not bored of filming these things, start answering what you think I'm gonna say. And I think you think I'm gonna go down the traditional path of like, hang out with more chicks, have more funs on the weekend, all that. That's where I've gone cliche. You got a place where you're about to go?
28. Like if you were like,
not at 28, at 22?
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. Maybe that's why I picked it. 28 was a very interesting year for me. It's when I got engaged. I'm gonna stun everybody right now. I would tell 28-year-old Gary to work more. And I'm gonna throw you for a loop. What a lot of you don't know about 28-year-old Gary is 28-year-old Gary was working 9 to 7. Like, I'm really sad that my life went this way. Here's what I mean by that. As much as I hustled, 22 to 32, I work way more now. And to be very honest with you, that stinks, because I have a family. And at 22 to 30, or 22 to 28, I had nobody but myself, right? And so, what I would tell 28-year-old Gary is, in 2 years, you're gonna drive on the highway and you're gonna look at yourself and you're gonna say that you're full of shit and that you're not hustling. I know that just came out, right? And kind of that we just did content on that. And so, why wait 2 years? In the same way that 38-year-old Gary started taking care of his health instead of waiting to 40, which was my main plan, I would say to 28-year-old Gary, hey bro, you're gonna realize in 24 months that you're not doing the actions it's gonna take. You're doing everything right if you wanna be very successful and live a very nice life and be rich and all that, but you're nowhere close to all-time legacy and not even in the same realm of buying the New York Jets. So get your shit together and do it now. And I wish I would, because that would have been 24 more months of the hustle that's executed so much happiness for me. And so, no question, not a regret, because I don't look backwards, I don't let negativity, but it would be convenient if I was working 20-hour days and traveling 22 to 32 versus now when it's coming out of Misha and Xander and Lizzie. It's tough. So that's what I would say. I would say, hey, this is how it's gonna play out. You might as well get a couple more years in now, because if I stop going extreme, and by the way, and this is a fun thing for you guys here, I am absolutely in the early stages in my own brain of not traveling to the level that I've been traveling. The kids are now 7 and 4. There's just a lot more functions. I want to spend more time with them. These are formative years. If let's say I decide to really slow it down at a significant level at 43, let's say that's my prediction right now, well then I could, 28 could have made that 41 is kind of how I think about it. It's all just mass numbers. And everybody's gonna jump in the comments and say different things, of course. And that's not wrong. But 28-year-old Gary hustled, but hustled the way a lot of you hustled pre-seeing GaryVee and Snapchat, which is you thought you were the best hustler you knew, and then you got to see how I do it, and you're like, Jesus. And that's who that guy was. And he worked hard and whatever, but he wasn't this guy. Cool. I'm curious what 60-year-old Gary's gonna say to 40-year-old Gary. Work hard. You think so? Do you think, honestly, without a joke, do you think like on a serious kick, I'm actually a little bit nervous. This is me, like, let's go into, like, I never speak to my fears here. This could be interesting. I'm not, you know, I'm very conscious that it becomes like a speed junkie, right? Like, I don't even know what it would be like to work 9 to 8. Like, you have to understand, the once in a blue moon when I walk home at like, walk into my apartment, like, I'm talking 3 times a year during the work days. I mean, obviously I take holidays and all that, but like to walk into my apartment at 8 p.m. feels awkward.
What are you doing?
Like, whoa, like I remember, this is not a joke. There was some funny day that happened maybe 3 or 4 months ago when I came home at 9:45 p.m. and I walk in, I hear Lizzie in the room, she's like, what are you doing home so early? And I was like, Jesus. like 9:45, it hit me hard. I was like, 9:45 is later there are enormous amounts of people, there are an enormous amount of you that are watching this right now that will never come home that late in the history of your work career. You know? Anyway, so back to what I was like fearful of. I'm worried that like the action is so intense that like it's a detox. Like I actually already know for me to cut back, what I just alluded to, I'm gonna have a detox year. Like it's gonna take me a lot of time. 3, 4, 5, that'll be some fun daily V's. I'm like in the corner, like it's gonna take me 6 months to like, if I wanna come home, my weird intuition is, it's not that I'm gonna come home at 7, it's that I'm gonna come home at 5 or 6, spend an hour, 90 minutes with the family, and then go back out. That's my intuition. That's my main plan for the next move, I think. Because the kids are gonna go to sleep early anyway. Like later, you know, 7, 8 years from now, like when they're actually up to 8, 10, 11, 12.
That's why when you say go out, you're not like going out, you're like to work.
Going out.
You know, like, and then I'm gonna go back out. Like,
Right, back out to work.